The new iPad Air M2 is awesome and enough for most people.
Of course, it's not the most powerful or not even the thinnest. That's the iPad Pro M4, but it's really affordable and good option for those who are looking to buy an iPad or upgrade to a newest version. Especially if you want to spend less money but still get a bigger screen and pro features. But should you buy this or is it worth upgrading? Let's dive into the iPad Air M2 and the new Apple Pencil Pro and then decide. I've got the new iPad Air M2 11-inch with 128GB of storage in this gorgeous blue color. I love it. Actually, a great change is the base model now comes with 128GB of storage instead of just 64GB. The new iPad Air now has M2 chip, which was only in the previous generation of iPad Pro before. Apple says this M2 chip makes the new iPad Air 50% faster than the old M1 model, so if you're jumping from M1 to M2, it's gonna be more powerful, especially for tasks like editing or heavier ones. But honestly, I don't notice a huge boost for everyday stuff since the M1 was already strong and smooth, and it's really for those complicated tasks where you'll see a real difference. The new iPad Air comes in blue and purple. This one is a really light blue, which I love it. But let's be real, you'll probably use a case anyway, right? In terms of design, we have Touch ID built into the top power button to unlock the iPad, access apps, and make purchases with Apple Pay. However, there is still no Face ID yet, which I know many people are looking forward to. So the big upgrade in terms of the camera is the new position of the selfie camera here. Now the selfie camera is on the side of the iPad Air when you hold it horizontally, which makes it easier for video calls, especially when using a keyboard. But in terms of camera quality, nothing has changed. It's the same as before, no upgrades here. So the new iPad Air now comes in 11-inch and 13-inch versions. The 13-inch gives you 30% more screen space, which is awesome for getting stuff done. This one here is the 11-inch, but you can also go for the affordable 13-inch, which means more room for two apps side by side, or for planning, note-taking, or getting into immersive video or gaming. Of course, the 13-inch is naturally heavier than the 11-inch, so it's less portable. But if you're into a bigger screen for less money, the iPad Air M2 13-inch is a solid choice. Speaking of displays, the iPad Pro M4 has an OLED screen, but the Air sticks with a regular LED display. It's not as bright or colorful as OLED, but indoors, the Air's screen looks bright and has nice colors. Next to the iPad Pro, you might notice a difference in display quality, so of course, that's one of the reasons that the Pro is more expensive. If you're often outside or in bright spots and display quality is really noticeable to you, consider a Pro model. The Air might struggle a bit in bright sunlight, but for most situations, it's more than enough. So despite these upgrades, the battery life is still the same as the last generations. Apple says both the new iPad Air and iPad Pro models can last up to 10 hours, whether you're surfing the web or watching videos on Wi-Fi. Of course, more battery life is always appreciated. One of the standout features of the new iPad Air M2 is their support for this new Apple Pencil Pro, which has some really cool features. First off, there is a squeeze feature that opens up tool options. You can customize what it does in the settings. You can even add a shortcut like screen recording, so whenever you squeeze the pencil, it's gonna record the screen. So cool, right? Then there is the better roll function, which adjusts your brush angle as you rotate the Pencil Pro. It's super handy for drawing or writing. Plus it comes with haptic feedback, so it kind of vibrates when you squeeze or double tap. Another cool thing, hover the Pencil Pro over the iPad and you'll get a sneak peek of what it can do before touching the screen. So you'll kind of get a preview of it. And here's a neat trick. Swipe up with the Pencil Pro from the bottom left corner for a quick screenshot or from the bottom right corner for a quick note. You can also customize these corners in the settings. So for students and digital artists, the new Pencil Pro could be a game changer and even a reason to consider upgrading, especially since it's only supported on the latest iPad Pro and Air models. For most people, I'd say go for the awesome iPad Air M2. I know the new iPad Pro M4 has all these fancy features like an OLED screen, super fast M4 chip, and it works with the new Magic Keyboard. But honestly, for everyday stuff, the Air gets the job done well, and you don't need to spend that much money. At the end of the day, an iPad is still just an iPad, and you can't really expect it to replace a MacBook completely. Sure, I've heard some people trying to make their iPad their new MacBook, but everyone's needs are different. They might not need all the things a computer can do. Now, if you mainly use your iPad for emails, browsing, watching movies, games, traveling, and even if you are a student or digital artist and you've been satisfied with older models, these new upgrades might not change how you use it. But if you want a larger 13-inch screen, a more future-proof M2 chip for handling heavier tasks, and especially if you are into digital art or note-taking with the new Apple Pencil Pro, whether you're a student, a working professional, or an artist, then yeah, why not? Just go for the new iPad Air M2, and it's definitely worth considering. It actually stands out as one of the best tablets you can buy in 2024, whether you prefer the larger 13-inch or the more portable 11-inch model. So let me know in the comments which one you choose, the iPad Air M2 or the iPad Pro M4, and why. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more tech tips. See you soon.